This is taking over every Eagles conversation right now, my friend. After watching Jaelan Phillips walk out the door, Trey Hendrickson close a deal with the Baltimore Ravens, and Bradley Chubb choose the Buffalo Bills, Howie Roseman finally reached into his pocket and signed an edge rusher. The max value of the contract, $7.3 million. The guaranteed money, $4.3 million. But the real question is this move enough for a defense that just lost 3 edge rushers in the same offseason? I'm going to break down who this player is, what the Eagles expect from him, and one detail that most people are completely sleeping on. Because the way this contract was structured tells you exactly what Howie Roseman is thinking, and it might be the key to understanding whether this is a stroke of genius or just another shot in the dark. I'm saving that detail for the end. But first, if you're a diehard Eagles fan and you want to stay on top of everything happening in this wild offseason, hit that like button and subscribe right now, because the news is not slowing down, and I'll be here covering every single move Howie Roseman makes. With the 2026 offseason moving at full speed and free agency already in motion, the Philadelphia Eagles front office was under growing pressure to address the edge rusher position. A team known for building one of the most dominant defenses in the league over the past several years watched from the sidelines as one top pass rusher after another signed elsewhere. The anxiety in the fan base was growing with every day that passed without a new name on the edge. The name that dropped late Thursday night is Arnold Ebiketie, an edge rusher who spent the first 4 seasons of his career with the Atlanta Falcons. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Eagles signed Ebikiti to a 1-year deal worth a maximum of $7.3 million, with $4.3 million fully guaranteed. Reporter Jordan Schultz also confirmed the signing. The information came through Demarius Bilbo of Clutch Sports, the player's representative. But who exactly is Arnold Ebiketie? To understand what the Eagles are getting, you have to go back to the 2022 NFL Draft. The Atlanta Falcons used the 38th overall pick, a second-round selection, to take the edge rusher of Cameroonian descent who played college ball at Penn State. It was a pick surrounded by hype. Ebikiti entered the league with undeniable raw talent, the kind of athleticism that makes scouts' eyes light up. The question that always hung over him was consistency. Over 4 NFL seasons, Ebiketie totaled 16.5 sacks across 67 games, with only 12 starts. He also added 17 tackles for loss, 41 quarterback hits, 6 pass deflections, and 4 forced fumbles. In the 2025 season specifically, he finished with 36 combined tackles, 5 for loss, 6 quarterback hits, 2 sacks, and 1 pass defense. Those aren't numbers that are going to blow anyone away, and that's fair. But there is a real explanation for that trajectory that goes beyond simply underperforming on the field. In Atlanta, Ebiketie was asked to carry the weight of being the team's primary pass rusher way too early, before he had the support system or the maturity that role demands. That's a well-known recipe for stunting the development of young defensive players. After the Falcons added 2 edge rushers in the first round of the 2025 draft, Ebiketie's role shrunk even further, and he closed out the year with limited production. So is this a case of suppressed talent that never had the right conditions to break out? Or simply a player who has already hit his ceiling? That is the bet Howie Roseman is making with this contract. And here's the bottom line. The risk here is low. With only $4.3 million guaranteed and a 1-year deal, the Eagles are not mortgaging anyone's future. If Ebiketie disappoints, the damage is minimal. If he surprises, he may have finally found the environment he always needed to establish himself as a high-level pass rusher in this league. It's a smart gamble from Roseman, even if it isn't the explosive splash move the fan base was hoping for. The most interesting part of this signing is the defensive context Philadelphia brings to the table. Jordan Davis recently signed a 3-year, $78 million extension to remain the starting nose tackle. Jalen Carter continues to be one of the most disruptive defensive tackles in the league, even after a slightly underwhelming 2025 season. With those 2 interior monsters on the field, any edge rusher playing in Philadelphia is going to benefit from one-on-one opportunities on the outside. Blockers will have to choose between accounting for the elite tackles in the middle or letting the edge rusher operate in clean space. The Eagles know this, and they're clearly betting that Ebiketie can take advantage of those moments. Ebiketie also arrives in a situation that doesn't ask him to be the hero of the story. Nolan Smith remains on the roster as an important piece of the edge rotation. Young pass rusher Jalix Hunt is also in the building. The pressure of being the savior of the position is not on Ebiketie's shoulders, which potentially creates a far more favorable environment for him to produce than anything he experienced in Atlanta. The question is, can he take advantage of that freedom and have a breakout year in 2026? But it's only fair to say that this move does not close the chapter on the Eagles' needs this offseason. The team lost 3 edge rushers in free agency. Jaelan Phillips, who went to the Carolina Panthers on an absurd 4-year, $120 million deal, Azeez Ojulari, and Joshua Uche. Replacing 3 departures with 1 arrival doesn't solve the equation. Ebikiti is framed as potentially the beginning, not the end, of what Philadelphia adds at the position. That picture gets even more complicated when you look at what happened in the edge rusher market this week. The Eagles tried to bring Phillips back, but the number Carolina Panthers was willing to pay was well beyond what Howie Roseman had in mind. Then Trey Hendrickson closed with the Ravens on a 4-year deal worth $112 million. Bradley Chubb went to the Bills. One by one, the most attractive options disappeared. What's left on the market for the Eagles if Roseman wants to add another pass rusher? That's a question this fan base is going to want answered in the coming weeks. There's another financial angle worth noting. With a maximum contract value of $7.3 million, Ebiketie is not going to make a significant dent in the Eagles' salary cap. That keeps Roseman with the flexibility to make additional moves, whether in free agency or eventually in the 2026 draft. Philadelphia has the capital to keep building the roster, and this lean contract reflects the philosophy of not compromising the future for a name without a proven elite track record. Since he entered the league as a second-round pick in 2022, Ebiketie has never been able to escape the shadow of unfulfilled expectations. The talent has always been there. The consistent production in the right conditions never arrived. The Eagles, historically, run one of the best defensive lineman development programs in the NFL. Think about what they did with Jordan Davis, who took 3 full seasons to finally click within Vic Fangio's system before emerging as one of the best nose tackles in the league. Is there a real chance the defensive structure in Philadelphia does for Ebiketie what no other organization has managed so far? It's speculation, but it's exactly the kind of speculation Howie Roseman clearly believes is worth the bet. And here is the detail I promised you at the top, the one most people aren't talking about. Look at the structure of this contract closely. $4.3 million guaranteed, but up to $7.3 million available through incentives. This isn't just a smart cap move. This is Howie Roseman looking Arnold Ebiketie in the eye and saying, "We know you never had the right conditions to shine in Atlanta. Now you do. And if you deliver, we'll pay you." It's a contract that aligns interests almost perfectly. Ebikiti has real financial motivation to exceed expectations. The Eagles have protection if he doesn't. And a talent that was suffocated in Atlanta, asked to carry too much too soon, now lands in an organization with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter drawing double teams inside, a proven track record of developing defensive linemen, and a role that doesn't require him to be the guy from day one. If there's one place on earth where Arnold Ebiketie can finally become the player the 2022 draft promised he would be, it's Philadelphia. That is the detail that changes how you read this signing. Eagles fans may be frustrated by the string of near misses at edge rusher this offseason, and honestly, that frustration is understandable. But it's worth separating the feeling from the reality. Ebikiti may not be the dream name, but the Eagles stayed true to their philosophy of avoiding inflated contracts on high-risk players while keeping cap flexibility for what's still coming. This move is not a period at the end of a sentence. It's probably a comma in a paragraph still being written. With Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt already locked into the roster, and now Arnold Ebiketie joining the group, the Eagles have pieces moving on the edge. So here's the question for you. Do you think the Eagles still need to go out and land another marquee edge rusher on the market? Or is the bet on Ebiketie as a developmental piece inside the best interior defensive line in football enough for you right now? Drop your take in the comments. I want to know what you think about this signing and what you believe the Eagles still need to do this offseason. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later with the latest Eagles news because this free agency still has a lot of story left to tell.